Would everyone please rise? Remain standing for the presentation of our colors and the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Graduates and guests, please be seated. Welcome to the 58th commencement ceremony for Auburn High School as we acknowledge and celebrate our graduating class of 2019. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge and pay tribute to a young woman and a young man that are not physically able to be here today to walk across the stage with their peers. Levante Allen and Alea Moore were true representatives of what it meant to be an Auburn Knight, and they were tragically taken from us far too soon. I want to say thank you to the family members of Levante and Alea who were able to be here today in the crowd and up on stage to represent Alea and Levante, Alea's mother, Jennifer. Thank you for being here. And Levante's grandparents, Fred and Jesse Allen. Thank you. And thank you for continuing to represent them and continuing to stand tall and be proud of the amazing individuals that they were. Levante and Alea, we miss you, we love you, and we are so proud of everything you were and the impact you continue to have on everyone you surrounded yourself with. Please share with me in a moment of silence in honor of Levante and Alea. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I'd like to also thank all the parents, staff, community members, and friends who are here today to celebrate this culminating moment for our senior class. I seem to have forgotten my watch today, and I want to make sure that we stay on schedule. Does anybody know what time it is? That's right. It's always nighttime. And once a night, always a night. Graduates, you've all worked hard to make it here today, and for that, I say congratulations. My name is Patrick Abrahamson. I'm the HPS Academy Principal at Auburn High School. Today we celebrate all of you and the closing of one chapter in your lives. We also celebrate the beginning of the next chapter in your lives, one that is filled with endless possibilities that each and every one of you are responsible for. We have many honored guests with us today. Please help me recognize our guests. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Aaron Jarrett. Deputy Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Matthew Vosberg. Chief Communications Officer, Mr. Earl Dotson, Jr. Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Michelle Jar. Chief Continuous Improvement Officer, Dr. Kelly Monson. Executive Director of Student Support Services, Mrs. Angela Height Carter. Chief Human Resources Officer, Mr. Matthew Zedeker. President of the School Board, Mr. Ken Scrivano. Vice President of the School Board, Mr. Tim Rollins. Board Member, Mr. Anthony Dixon. And Board Member, Mr. David Siegel. Thank you all for being here today. Now please sit back and enjoy the Auburn Kappa Choir as they perform Irish Blessing as directed by Ms. Beth Hoyer.
May the sun shine
Graduates, as I call out a group that you were a part of, please briefly stand and to be recognized and to be seated again. If you have committed to serve our country in any branch of military, stand and be recognized. If you earned a career certificate or completed a dual credit course at Rock Valley College, stand and be recognized. If you are a National Merit Scholar semifinalist or finalist, stand and be recognized. If you are an Illinois State Scholar, stand and be recognized. If you have been chosen for a Ram Scholar, stand and be recognized. If you have been chosen for Rockford Promise Scholar, stand and be recognized. The next students that will stand will represent the top 25 students, cumulative GPA at Auburn. Academic All-Stars, stand and be recognized. Thank you. Mr. Dan Pino will introduce the Valedictorian and the Salutatorian, but I would like to recognize a few individuals who I think personifies who you are and what you're about. Class of 2019, your servant leadership shines through Mike Moxley. He is not here today because he's in Marine boot camp and already taken on service to serve our country. Thank you, Mike. I also recognize the spirit of your class in Grace Wellicott. As you know, she's probably one of the best three-sport athletes in the building, and she tore her knee this year, and you can imagine her sitting on the sidelines and having to cheer on you guys and her teammates and her fight back. I know there were some times that she wanted to give up, and I know there were some times that you wanted to give up. But a couple of weeks ago, I saw her on the softball field with brace and all, and we're the comeback class 2019. Thank you, Grace. It is teachers that are supposed to inspire the students, but when you have a good class like 2019, it is the students that often give inspiration to the teachers. I thank Andrew Swartz for his inspiration of putting me back on the wrestling court as a coach, and I thank 2019 for inspiring us as teachers. Thank you, class of 2019. I'm so deeply inspired by your heart and compassion. Levante and Alea visited us at prom, and they visited us today, only because the class of 2019 will not leave them behind. They will not go on without them. I'm so proud of class 2019 of your no-quit attitude. And Lance Morgan, I see you sitting over there. Lance Morgan, his junior year was ineligible for wrestling, but he fought back. He got back in the classroom with no shame. He picked it back up, and this year he was all-conference, sectional qualifier, state qualifier. Thank you for your no-quit attitude. I'm especially inspired by one of your classmates, Alejandro Mendoza Reyes, whose mother came to this country for a better place for her children and her family. She is not here today because she had to go back to Mexico. Alejandra remained here with her sister, working 40 hours a week and still attending school. And not only is she graduating today, she earned a full ride scholarship to the University of Illinois. For you need to understand, class of 2019, that the measure of a man, or the true measure of a class, is the way he bears up to misfortune. So I tell you to prove yourself. Prove yourself. I didn't say prove it to others. I didn't say prove it to your mother, prove it to your father, or prove it to everyone around you. There's a girl in your class, Kelsey Powell. She came out for wrestling last year, and she came back out this year. And she told me that she wanted to go on to try to wrestle in the Girls State Series. Admittedly, I said I didn't think I had the confidence that she can do it. I didn't believe that she can make it all the way, and I was her coach. But she told me that she wanted to prove it to herself. And we went downstate, and she is the first girl to make it downstate and to place second in the state in this area. So you need to understand life. Life is not always about proving it to someone else. Take all of your energy, class of 2019, improve yourself, work hard, dream big, dream bigger, work bigger, because it's gonna take everything you got, I promise you, to prove it to yourself that you're worth it, to prove it to yourself that you're of value, to prove it to yourself that you're qualified, to prove it to yourself that you deserve everything that you get. So stop proving it to others, prove it to yourself. And to all the people in your life that didn't give you a chance, all the haters in your life that didn't think you were gonna make it here, I have a quote that I want you to remember. It reads, players gonna play, play, play. Haters gonna hate, hate, hate. But I'm just gonna shake, shake, shake it off, shake it off. That's my motto in life. There's a story of a man and his goat. The man had this goat from a little goat, and he grew the goat up. And one day when the goat got a little older, the goat fell in a well. And the man tried everything to get the goat out the well. Tried to pull the goat up with ropes, and it didn't work out. Eventually, he heard no noise from the well, and so he thought he'd give the goat a true burial. And so he started pouring dirt in the well. But little did he know that every time he poured dirt in the well, that the goat would shake the dirt off and put it under his feet. He would pour more dirt in the well, and the goat would shake it off and put it under his feet. And before long, all the dirt had built up, and the goat walked right out of the well. So in your life, all the dirt that comes your way, just shake it off, put it under your feet, and you'll walk right out of the well. So sometimes along my journey as an Auburn administrator, I realized that some of our students are ashamed for their journey. Sometimes I've had to take students home from school, and I say, "Where do you live at?" And they say, "Up there, Mr. Fambro, I'll tell you when we get there." And then we get almost there, and I'm like, "I need to know your address. I need to know where I'm going." And they say, "Man, I'll tell you when we get there." And we get to School Street in Avon. And then we take a right on Avon, and we get to Andrews Street. And then I realized right away why they didn't want to disclose where they lived at. Because I used to get off at that stop on the school bus. And I remember one day I was getting off the bus, and they said, "Tyrone live in the projects, Tyrone live in the projects, Tyrone live in the projects." That day, getting off that bus, going down that hill to Fairgrounds was a low day. Every step I took down that hill, I felt lower than life. I felt less than. I felt like the statistics and the data that they said about my family and everyone who lived in Fairgrounds was going to come true. But every time I take a student home that lived, sometimes in the same unit that I lived in and I grew up in, before I let them out the car, I tell them this: I can't promise you that life won't give you challenges, and I can't promise you that life will be easy, and I can't promise you that there'll never be any hurdles, but I promise you this in life, that if you find the guts, and if you find the courage, and you find the faith to go back up that hill, to keep going back up that hill, I promise you life is worth living, and you'll go places and see things that you never thought you'll see. And I know we have some students today that are ashamed of their journey, but I want to tell you today, never be ashamed of your journey. Never be ashamed of what you come from, because anytime you're down and out and everybody say that you can't, what time is it? Anytime that the statistics say that you're not going to be making it, it's not your culture and it's not your race and it's not your kind that can get through this, what time is it? When everyone in the city looked down on where you go to school at, what time is it? When no one gave you a chance but you, what time is it? I am proud. I am proud to be an Auburnite. I am proud. I am proud to be an Auburnite. So class 2019, when you walk on this stage today, you walk tall. You walk high and we walk with your head up because you are an Auburn graduate. I now invite Mr. Apino to the stage to honor the Salutatorian and the Valedictorian.
I've worked with Mr. Fambro for 7 years and never heard a tenth of that amount of conversation come from him. I'm not sure our building could take it. That was powerful. Another hand from Mr. Fambro, please. I have the honor of introducing our 2019 Valedictorian and Salutatorian. Both students are similar in a lot of ways. They're persistent grinders in the academic realm who absolutely love STEM subjects. They are creative and artistic, one for music, one for writing. They both scored 35s on the ACT college test. They will both attend highly prestigious universities known for their rigor, and they both intend to pursue careers that allow them to utilize their love of science and math and engineering to serve others around them. The first person I'd like to bring up would be our salutatorian, Mary Kate Anderson. I'm going to talk about Mary Kate just a little bit. She has a 4.500 GPA. In the fall, she'll be attending Northwestern University to pursue a degree in engineering. She is a National Merit Finalist, a National AP Scholar, an Illinois State Scholar. She is also a member of the Kappa program, specifically instrumental music. She's also a member of the UNICEF program, National Honor Society, WYSE, and Model United Nations. In addition, she's an active member and student leader of the Christian Youth Theater program. Her career goal is to utilize her passion for STEM and service to others in the field of engineering. Mary Kate Anderson.
Good evening. On behalf of the Auburn High School graduating class of 2019, I'd like to welcome our family, friends, and the staff and administration of Auburn High School. Graduating high school is a defining moment for all of us, and I know I speak for the rest of the graduates in saying that we would not have reached this crossroads without your support and guidance. First, I would like to thank Rock Valley College and its staff here today for hosting our ceremony. I imagine you don't hear it enough, but we are truly thankful for your generosity and time in being here today. Now, I honestly feel no more qualified than any other graduate to offer advice or counsel or words of wisdom, and I am humbled to speak to you on the behalf of my graduating class. Tonight's graduation is more than just our liberation from high school. It is a celebration of the good and bad times, the corny and thoughtful teachers, the friends lost and made, and most importantly, a celebration of the future that's waiting all of us. Students, whether you will be attending college, joining the military, going straight to the workforce, or taking a year or two to choose your path, we all have something to be proud of tonight. Albeit cliche, tonight is the first night of the rest of our lives. As we go on to whatever paths each of us has chosen, I'm sure there will be times we reflect on the good old days of high school and how we've changed. And as we do so, I'm sure we will begin to think of who we are because of Auburn High School, what legacy we formed. Now, that legacy will not be defined by the grades we got or the games we won or how many lunch detentions we sat through. It will be determined by lessons we learned both in and out of the classroom. It will be determined by the relationships we formed with classmates and teachers alike. Most importantly, it will be determined by how we choose to live our lives in the future, ideally using every life lesson we gathered throughout high school. Without each of our teachers, none of this would be possible. Sure, they taught me everything I wanted to know or did not want to know about romantic poetry, fiscal policy, and magnetic fields, but there's a secondary curriculum that's not necessarily taught, but absorbed simply by spending time in the classroom with such passionate teachers. To be a more empathetic person, to learn with intentionality, to gracefully accept failure, to not just tolerate, but actually value and appreciate the differences in other people, and how to play a wildly intense game of Speed Uno. In Rockford, we have lots of schools to choose from, but I'm glad I chose Auburn. It's different. It holds as much diversity as I think I've seen in one place at one time. As I reflect over the classmates before me, I see students not only from different academies, but distinct backgrounds. I see students with various aspirations. Of my friends, there are future engineers, composers, and political leaders. I see varied interests, whether it be soccer, theater, volunteerism, or Model United Nations. But as different as we are, I also see a unified student body. I see a group of people who freshman year traveled to Peoria to support the basketball and scholastic bowl teams at their state tournaments. I see a group of people who came together to mourn the loss of classmates. I see a group of people who have supported each other for 4 years, if not longer for some. Although I stand up here excited for the future, I am proud to forever be an Auburn Knight. I hope you all are too. Thank you.
The valedictorian of the class of 2019, Mela Steek. Melis has a 4.5636 cumulative GPA. She has been accepted into the prestigious Johns Hopkins University, where she will study pre-medicine and public health. She is a National Merit Finalist, a National AP Scholar, an Illinois State Scholar, and the president of the Key Club. She is also a member of the Model United Nations, National Honor Society, and she's a volunteer for a multitude of service and community events that whenever somebody needs something to get done at school, they ask Melis. She was nominated in 2018 as a Young American Award winner by the Rockford Register-Star, and she wowed her classmates and her staff at the 2018 Chicago performance of Hamilton, where she did a student reading. She was unbelievable at that. She intends, as we said before, to pursue a degree in medicine. She hopes someday to become a doctor in a program similar to Doctors Without Borders. Melistique, valedictorian.
Can everyone hear me okay? Cool. Dear class of 2019, the past 4 years have been so hard, and I know you can back me up on this. Maybe high school wasn't the best 4 years of your life, but that's okay, because the Auburn family is indeed a family. I'm a daughter of immigrants, and English is my second language. We're all different with unique backgrounds and circumstances, and it can sometimes give us a tough time agreeing with one another. But that difference is what brings this school together, makes us a strong family. We support each other when we fail, and we celebrate each other when we succeed. At Auburn, we are a diverse community with diverse learners and diverse needs. There is nowhere else that I would have rather spent my high school years. Auburn is the best high school in RPS 205. Okay, so what now? Do you guys get asked that question too? Yes, no, maybe so? It's a question that I've been asked a lot in the past few weeks or so, and to the people that ask me, I kind of just want to say, like, dude, chill. I just finished like a 4-year extravaganza of thousands of hours of lost sleep and so much information cramming that I'm just now figuring out how to be a real person. And, you know, feel free to quote me on that next time someone asks you what now. To be honest, I don't really know what to say to those people when they ask me questions like that. I could tell them what college that I'm going to, what my future career plans are, and what I'm going to study, but none of that has set in, and it doesn't feel real yet. I'm kind of scared of what's to come, and I kind of hope you guys are too, otherwise it's kind of awkward for me standing up here right now. You know, I don't think it's a bad feeling. Kind of like when you're at the top of a roller coaster and you can see everything in the park and in the surroundings, and you're dizzy and you're disoriented, and then it's followed by exhilaration of the ride and knowing you conquered your fears and didn't die or vomit in the process. We don't quite know yet what's in store for us, and that opens a world of possibilities. And I know you've heard it all before, how we're gonna go out and change the world. But before we can even begin to believe that, we have to look back and see how we got to where we currently are. And none of us would be where we are without the support of the people that surround us. For me, it's my family, my friends, my teachers, and everyone who has helped me along the way. You have fed my love of learning and built me into the person that I am today. You have taught me how to think, how to feel, and how to express myself. If there is a certain combination of words in the English language that could properly express my gratitude, I haven't found it yet. The word thanks feels inadequate because of how much I truly appreciate you. I can't quite encapsulate it, so for now you'll just have to believe me and take my word for it. I think it's about time in my speech for a quote, even if including a quote is super cliche and overdone. It's my speech, so I can include it if I want to. T.S. Eliot writes, "Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute, there is time for decisions and revisions which a minute will reverse. The wisest thing that I can say as a 17-year-old fresh out of high school is this: dare to disturb the universe. In a minute, there is time for decisions and revisions which a minute will reverse. So dare to do what makes you happy. Dare to do the unheard of. Dare to dedicate your life to a cause, or dare to live your life day by day. Volunteer in your community, but also spend time finding the best local pizza place or the best way to prank someone. So for now, hang your tassel from your car mirror, but make sure to take it down in a couple years because it'll be kind of lame after then. Go forth and conquer, but enjoy your summer first. We've earned it. Thank you.
We will now begin the presentation of diplomas for the class of 2019. I ask all the students seated in the front row to stand.
Rayshawn Marquise Applewhite.
I am proud to announce our Emmett graduates, beginning with Eddie Aguilar.
Austin Tyler Bentley.
Leonel Alonso Paredes.
Justin Amir Blake.
Luis Armando Alvarado.
Leo Emmanuel Botang.
Jason Christopher Biddle.
Michael Marshawn Brown.
Caleb Joseph Paul Corey.
Kaylee Bruce.
Michael Robert Usher Jr.
Marcus David Bird.
Malachi Freeman Flanagan.
Deborah Andrea Calito.
William John Funk.
Jonathan William Cannon.
Elliot Samuel Gray. Gary.
Amani Jabrea Christian.
Saul Alexander Gonzalez.
Brittany Elizabeth Connor.
Damont Travell Hall.
Passion Akithra Nicole Curtis.
Brandon Adrian Hernandez.
Akaria Ariane Davenport.
Jemiah Janae Jones.
Angelo Dontavius Graves.
Christopher William Martin.
Oluwani Love Heru.
Christian Mendoza.
Marvell Holloman.
Alexandra Sophia Mendoza Reyes.
Jawan Laquan Hunt.
Kevin Maurice Moore.
Brian Elijah Lee Jr.
Deja Kiara Simone Payne.
Jadzia Asandala Lee.
Louis Samuel Ryan.
Jazid Lee.
Antonio J. Saxton.
Kevin Antonio Martinez.
Brian T. Smith.
Delaney Sierra Mengi.
Stefan Cantrell Stevens.
Lance Morgan Jr.
Montas Staniflovas Cervantes.
Larry LaShawn Murray.
Maurice Allen Williams.
Lamont Arnez Powers.
Curtavian Woods.
Ivan Rivera.
Now for the graduates of the Academy of the Human and Public Services. Charisma Michaela Adkins.
Quajan Yvonne Sanders.
Samantha Lynn Arendando.
Catherine Angel Sowell.
Sienna Marie Bernard.
Aaron Kim Dusita Thamavangsa.
Matthew Isaiah Bethune.
Malcolm Jamar Thomas.
Jean Bizamana.
Tanae Anai Todd.
Yalea Marche Bradley.
Adamari Viegas.
Yasmin Brown.
Tyshawn Dion Terrell Witt.
Michaela Ann Bird.
Shidavia Mercedes Wooden.
Nevaeh Leanne Alcinia Castleberry.
And Jared Zapata.
Anaya Renee Charles.
And now the graduates for the Health Sciences Academy. Nia Nakari Adams Neal.
Elise Sapria.
David Deshay Austin.
Miguel Antonio Concepcion.
Jessica Alexandria Page Bakowitz.
V&A Flores.
Zakia Niana Coleman.
Elegance Ariana Freeman.
Joanna Cuevas.
Ruby Garcia.
Sitlali Diaz.
Jemiah Gordon.
Vanessa Claudia Dominguez.
Elizabeth Sarai Guzman.
Lamont Douthard.
Ashley Hale.
Natanya Gabrielle Ferguson.
Samantha Harlan.
Amarian Hezekiah Flint.
Skylar Harris Bay.
Dejanay Franklin.
Alejandro Hernandez.
Justin Patrick Gomez.
Jocelyn Marie Kozak.
Raylyn Gray.
Jaden Kier Lambert.
Mariah Renee Green Barkley.
Alexis Lachey Love.
Farah Marie Haney Hudson.
Ariana Mahone Heyman.
Nydia Hinkle.
Kylia Cheyenne McGee.
Shahid Damonte Holmes.
Tasia Muhammad.
Alyssa Nicole Hopkins.
Lanelle Perez Saucedo.
Areli Ruby Cenaceros.
Louise Manuel Rivera.
Rachel Marie Jackson.
Mary Cruz Romero Fernandez.
Azuri Khadijah Jarrett.
Ian Salinas. Trinity Sanger.
Evelyn Juarez Gonzalez. Bailey Leandra Lane. Sarah Margalisa Lika. Brianna Carol Lingelbach.
Devonna Latrice Smith.
Araceli Martinez Brito.
Ashley Latrice Stevenson.
Brianna Nicole Myers.
Naya Veronique Taylor.
Andrea Lorray Moorhead.
Carl Jamar Thompson.
Kamasia Moshe Neal.
Tania Nicole Thurman.
Casey Okeke.
Nicholas Joseph Trilong.
Karen Ramirez.
Ladarius DeMonte Wilkins.
Janiyah Richardson.
Delisha Wilson.
Grace Rigsby.
Lucas Zeck.
Carl Dylan Riley.
And now the graduates from the Gifted Academy. Hisham Ahmad.
Anai Ruiz Jimenez.
Keely Joe Alexander.
Demarcus Mackay Russi.
Mary Kate Eileen Anderson.
Kyla Sierra Smith.
Gisela Lynn Araguen.
Matthew Sean Smith.
Sydney Lee Bexel.
Francisco Solis.
Mario Alejandro Beltran.
Dairis Soto Rojas.
Rutu Mitesh Balavet.
Jack Robert Thomas.
Fiona Mary Bingley.
Jasmine Chandrea Thomas.
Lauren Ann Bonavia.
Adrian Gabriel Villa.
Dane Elijah Brown.
Maija Watkins.
Kalinda Mary Cabral.
Jaquanda West.
Callista Marie Cabral.
Jacinia Willis.
Christian Cardenas.
And now the graduates of the Creative and Performing Arts Academy. Luisa Aldana Cabrera.
Liliana Chavez.
Ariane Jewel Areola.
Gabrielle Christidis.
Garrett David Bailey.
Andrew John Craddock.
Carmen Danielle Barnes.
Ivy Nicole Cruden.
Deja Simone Beasley.
Gabrielle Jean DeBruler.
Bethany Noel Beatty.
Melis Deek.
Riley Michael Bouchard.
Zoe Chang Dahl.
Evan McCrae Bertina.
Sydney Hannah Irwin.
Ebony Monique Bird.
Wenhao Fan.
Denise Cardenas.
Haley Fox.
Allison Elena Carter.
Erin Marie Garner.
Sinclair Alirica Casarado.
Carolina Gonzalez.
Javiana Justine Crowley.
Aaron Taylor Gorman.
Kalia Elijah Curtis.
Ashley Nicole Govig.
Destiny Renee Davis.
Sarah Elizabeth Grawl.
Shaylin Brianne Davis.
Bria Ann Grothman.
David Nathaniel Day.
Maya Grace Hallstrom.
Elizabeth De Luara.
Tanasia Janae Harris.
Marissa Diane Emholtz.
Maysoon Mahajabin Harunani.
Morgan Taylor Iverson.
Caden Joseph Hines.
Thank you, Morgan.
Leanna Ho.
Taylor Maria Escamilla.
Mackenzie Lee Holmes.
Anissa Finklia.
Francesca Ingram.
Caleb James Griffiths.
Drew Jones.
Taylor Christine Hammock.
Rin Katsumata.
Tiani Harris.
Asadullah Khan.
Cecilia Don Hartsock.
Katie Margaret Kloss.
Donnell J.G. Hill.
Taria Renee Klungel.
Grant Alex Marisi Holcomb.
Allison Ezra Korkmaz.
Cyrell Holland.
Zachary Paul Largent.
Sierra Rose Holtz.
Nathan Larson.
Eric Braxton Johnson.
Matthew Lim.
Amari Lambert.
Valeria Lara Ruelas.
Jasmine Rose Lohendorf.
Lydia Rose Luddington.
Jonathan Patrick Marlett.
Jonah Christopher Brown Monaligood.
Darius Armin McCoy.
Hans Gabriel Mariano Martin.
Michaela Kathleen McClellan.
Claire Marie Matheson.
Alicia Esmeralda Meza.
Christian Medina.
Anijah Markela Moorhead.
Chase Monmany.
Alexander Jensen Novak.
Emma Grace Mork.
Heidi Geraldine Nunez.
Wyatt Evan Morris.
Isabel Ray Overstreet.
Elena Lee Murray.
Breeza Crystal Perez.
Quinton Marcial Nevenhoven.
Faith Lee Peterson.
Tyler Joseph Nichols.
Kelsey Ann Powell.
Isaiah Nieto.
Daima Ramirez Garcia.
Zainab Fatima Nizamuddin.
Najma Adia Ishe Reed.
Eleni Catherine Owen.
Celeste Yvonne Rodriguez.
Urvi Jatabai Patel.
Dalia Inez Rodriguez.
Daniel Chi Hyun Pyun.
Michael Anthony Rolando.
Andrea Alexis Tamayo Reyes.
Michaela Alexandria Russi.
Catherine Riffle.
Taryn Brayley Russi.
Jordan Elizabeth Rindles.
Diana Gabriela Sanchez Areta.
Gabriel Yakia Rately.
Nadia Elizabeth Schilling.
Andrea Roman.
Daisy Sobranis.
Catherine Charlotte Roxworthy.
Jaden Amir Sockwell.
Kaylee Elizabeth Schoenhard.
Christopher Solis.
Andrew John Schwartz.
Mariah Lynn Stout.
Matthew David Siegel.
Alexandria Marie Such.
Manya Shah.
Madison Swanson.
Donald Charles Shriver.
Christina Adradella Sweezy.
Preston Wayne Sims.
Giari Talisa Thomas.
Ethan David Strombeck.
Jaquan Keyshawn Tobias.
Margaret Catherine Trowbridge.
Emily Janeth Torres.
Nathan Ray Turman.
Nevea Mackenzie Tucker.
Lael Anthony Verace.
Haley Arlene Twitty.
Leaf Richard Verace.
Anthony Matthew Valencia Rivera.
David Ronald Von Campen.
Maria Lynn Villa.
Caitlin Ann Waddell.
Samantha Karina Villa.
Garrett Brent Wallace.
Petra Viveros.
Graydon Peter Weston.
Tasia Rose Watson.
Jackson Scott Wilkins.
Reason Woods.
Grace Victoria Woolacott.
Nancy Siasing.
Yusuf Ali Zohorullah.
Areli Yamila Zavalia.
Ziyi Thomas Zhang.
Graduates, please rise. As an Academy Principal at Auburn High School, I hereby certify that members of the Auburn High School graduating class of 2019 have met or exceeded requirements set forth by the state of Illinois and the Rockford Public School District. And now, at this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the class of 2019, Mr. David Nathaniel Day. He will transfer the shield to Angeli Bautista, the president of the class of 2020.
I, David Day, president of the class of 2019, present this shield to Angeli Bautista, president of the class of 2020, to carry on the tradition of the Auburn High School Knights.
I, Angeli Bautista, president of the class of 2020, accept this shield and all it represents on behalf of my class. We will continue the tradition of excellence that has been established, maintain the honor of our school, and embody the qualities of the Knight. We wish the members of the class of 2019 happiness in their future endeavors wherever life may take them.
Graduates, you may be seated. Tonight, we commemorate a big achievement in our lives. We reflect on this journey that will now wind us into a new path. For some of us, that path leads to college. For some of us, that path leads to trade school or vocational school. For some of us, that path leads to the workforce. For some of us, that path leads to boldly going after our dreams. But no matter where that path takes us, we must not forget what catapulted us into our many different paths. The relationships we have made, the moments we have shared, the most trying times in high school, when we laughed, when we cried, when we disagreed, when we supported one another, all of that has helped to mold and shape who we are, not only as a unified body, but as individuals. At such a time in America and the world where there seems to be low tolerance and a lack of civility, there's a great opening, a calling rather, to not only get out there and to change the world, but to shake up the narrative, to break the status quo, and attack the very root of hate and division that plagues the world around us. For it is in this moment that we can stand and reject the notion that suggests that our generation has disconnected from the things around us and become disinterested. Today, we light the fuse, we ignite the spark, we shine, and we vow to use all the tools we have gained over these past years to aid in our contributions to society. We walk the halls of Auburn High School, sometimes joyful, sometimes frustrated, but above it all, we walked amongst family, a community of people that in some cases we saw more than our loved ones at home. And today, we get to celebrate with that family. This is an inflection point in all of our lives. So in this time of change, I am reminded of some wise words from Kerry Washington. She says, "Your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential." And as we depart for our journey, I remember the words of Michael Josephson as he says, "Take pride in how far you've come. Have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey." And I close with this. Wherever you go, wherever that may be, remember to say this to yourself and to others. I am and always will be proud to be an Auburn Knight. Graduates, please stand. and move your tassel from the right to the left. You have graduated!